Do you think you know everything about the Renaissance? Well, get ready to be proven wrong because today we are back in time to uncover new facts about one of history's most intriguing periods. From artistic brilliance to scientific breakthroughs and political upheaval, there is so much more to the Renaissance than meets the eye. So sit back and get ready for some eye-opening revelations that will change everything you thought you knew about this era. And stick around until the end, because one fact in particular might just surprise you. You won't want to miss it. The Renaissance was a period of great cultural and intellectual change in Europe that lasted from the 14th to the 17th century. It marked a transition from the Middle Ages to modernity. The word Renaissance means rebirth or revival in French. It was a time when there was renewed interest in classical art, literature, and philosophy. There were several factors that contributed to the beginning of the Renaissance. One was the Black Death, which killed millions of people in Europe in the 14th century. This led to a labor shortage which gave rise to new opportunities for peasants and artisans. Another factor was the invention of the printing press, which allowed for the mass production of books and other materials. This helped to spread new ideas and knowledge throughout Europe. The Renaissance began in Italy in the 14th century and then spread to the rest of Europe. One of the most important aspects of the Renaissance was its focus on humanism, which was a new way of thinking that emphasized the importance of the individual. Humanists believed that people could achieve great things and that they had the ability to make their own choices. This was a departure from the medieval view that people were sinful and that their lives were predetermined by God. Another important aspect of the Renaissance was its emphasis on classical art and learning. The rediscovery of ancient Greek and Roman texts and art sparked a renewed interest in these cultures and inspired artists and scholars all over Europe. Renaissance artists were masters of realism and perspective, and they often depicted scenes from everyday life as well as religious stories. Some of the most famous Renaissance artists include Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael. They created some of the most iconic works of art in history. The Renaissance was also a time of great scientific discovery. Nicholas Copernicus developed the heliocentric theory, which placed the sun at the center of the solar system rather than the Earth. Other scientists made advances in astronomy, physics, and mathematics. These discoveries challenged the long-held beliefs of the time and helped to usher in the Age of Enlightenment. Overall, the Renaissance was a transformative period in European history. It marked a shift from the medieval worldview to a more modern one, and it laid the foundation for many of the scientific and artistic advancements that would come in the following centuries. Did you know that Florence was the birthplace of the Renaissance? Located in the heart of Tuscany, Florence was a prominent center of trade and finance during the Middle Ages. This economic prosperity allowed the city to support the arts and scholarship, attracting some of the brightest minds of the era. In fact, Florence became known as the Athens of the Middle Ages due to its flourishing of arts and culture. But it was during the 14th century that Florence truly came into its own as the cradle of the Renaissance. One of the key factors that contributed to Florence's status as the birthplace of the Renaissance was the emergence of powerful merchant families like the Medici. These families amassed great wealth through trade and banking and used their resources to commission works of art and support artists. For example, the Medici family's patronage helped to launch the careers of many Renaissance artists, including Michelangelo and Botticelli. In addition, Florence was home to some of the most important intellectual and artistic centers of the era, such as the Academy of Arts and Sciences, founded by Cosimo de' Medici. These institutions provided a platform for scholars and artists to share their work and ideas, fostering a spirit of innovation and creativity. Furthermore, Florence was strategically located at the crossroads of major trade routes, making it a hub for the exchange of goods and ideas. This cosmopolitan atmosphere exposed Florentines to new cultures and perspectives, stimulating their curiosity about the world around them. The city's location also made it a safe haven for scholars and artists, fleeing persecution elsewhere in Europe. As a result, Florence became a melting pot of talent and creativity during the Renaissance. Florence's contribution to the Renaissance was monumental. Its economic prosperity, powerful merchant families, intellectual and artistic centers, and strategic location all played a role in establishing the city as the cradle of the Renaissance. Florence gave birth to some of the most iconic works of art and literature during this period, and its influence can still be seen today. During the Renaissance, the Medici family was a powerful force in Florence. They were a wealthy banking family who had a lot of influence over the government and the economy of the city. The Medici's love of art and learning helped to foster the growth of the Renaissance. They commissioned many works of art and supported artists and scholars. Cosimo de' Medici was the head of the Medici family, and he was considered to be the father of the Renaissance. He was a wealthy banker who used his fortune to support artists and scholars. Cosimo was a patron of the arts, and he commissioned many works of art from some of the most famous Renaissance artists, including Masaccio and Donatello. He also founded the Academy of Arts and Sciences, which provided a platform for scholars and artists to share their work and ideas. Another member of the Medici family, Lorenzo de' Medici, was also a great supporter of the arts. He was known as Lorenzo the Magnificent, and he was considered to be one of the most powerful and influential figures in Florence during the Renaissance. Lorenzo was a patron of the arts, and he commissioned many works of art, including Botticelli's The Birth of Venus. He also supported writers such as Angelo Poliziano and Marsilio Ficino, who helped to revive classical literature and philosophy. In addition to their patronage of the arts, the Medici family also played an important role in the development of Florence as a commercial center. They were wealthy bankers and merchants who helped to boost the economy of the city and create a climate of prosperity. This economic growth helped to support the artistic and intellectual ferment of the Renaissance. Overall, the Medici family's contribution to the Renaissance cannot be overstated. Their wealth, power, and influence helped to foster the growth of the Renaissance in Florence, and their patronage of the arts supported some of the most talented artists and scholars of the era. Did you know that the Renaissance was a period of great scientific discovery? Many scientists made significant contributions to our understanding of the world during this time. One of the most important figures in Renaissance science was Nicholas Copernicus, a Polish astronomer who developed the heliocentric theory. This theory, which placed the sun at the center of the solar system rather than the Earth, revolutionized our understanding of astronomy and paved the way for future discoveries in physics and cosmology. Copernicus was not the only scientist to make significant contributions during the Renaissance. Other astronomers, such as Tycho Brahe and Johannes Kepler, built upon Copernicus's work and made important discoveries about the solar system. Brahe made detailed observations of the planets and stars, while Kepler discovered the laws of planetary motion. These discoveries helped to further our understanding of the universe and laid the foundation for modern astronomy. In addition to astronomy, scientists during the Renaissance made important contributions to other fields as well. For example, Leonardo da Vinci was a polymath who excelled in various areas of science, including anatomy, engineering, and optics. His notebooks contain detailed drawings and descriptions of his observations on a wide range of topics. Similarly, Galileo Galilei, an Italian physicist and astronomer, made significant contributions to our understanding of motion and gravity. He is also known for his advocacy of the heliocentric theory and his use of the telescope to observe the heavens. These are just a few examples of the many scientists who made significant contributions during the Renaissance. Their discoveries and innovations helped to lay the foundation for modern science and our understanding of the natural world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical tales. And as always, thanks for watching.